Hello class 7. So we have been studying about heat, and last time we studied that how does heat transfer. So we know that heat is transferred by some methods. First is conduction, second is convection, and next is radiation. Radiation, this method we did not study last time, yes, am I right? But we studied about conduction and convection, okay? So let's revise again, then we will move on the radiation. So conduction, what is conduction? As you can see on the screen, conduction is the process by which heat is transferred in solid from the hotter end to the colder end, yes? So you can write down the definition. If you have not attended previous class, then you can write down, okay? Conduction is the process by which heat is transferred. Yes, heat is transferred in a solid from hotter end to colder end, okay? You can see the activity. You can take a iron strip or you can take aluminum strip, and you can fix wax pieces at an equal distance, and you can clamp to the rod to a stand. Then when you will start hitting the one end of the rod, then what will happen? The wax pieces begin to melt and fall down. Yes. So what will happen? Wax pieces will melt and fall down. Why? Because the heat is transferring from hotter end to colder end, and the complete rod is becoming hot. So this shows that heat is transferred from the hotter end to colder end by conduction, okay, as you can see on the screen, okay. So kids, remember, conduction is the process by which heat is transferred. Conduction is the process by which heat is transferred in solid. Remember kids, conduction happen only in solid. Conduction happens only in solid, okay, and heat is transferred in solid from the hotter end to the colder end, okay. So I hope you understood. Now let's see some more points related to conduction. Let's move on the next point. So kids, point number 1, that heat in conduction method always transferred through direct contact. Yes, remember kids, direct contact, through direct contact it always transfer. So transfer of heat through direct contact. Next point is occurs anytime object at different temperature are touching each other. Yes, conduction can happen at any time and at different temperature, okay. Remember kids, okay. Next one, as long as the objects are in contact, transfer of heat will continue until the temperature of object is the same. Yes. So when the objects are in contact with each other, till then heat will transfer and conduction will happen until the temperature of object is same. When the temperature of object will same, that time conduction will not happen. But if the temperature is different, conduction will happen, okay. Example, if you leave a metal spoon in a pan, if you leave a metal spoon in a pan of a soup that you are heating on the stove, then what will happen? It may burn your finger. The spoon is in direct contact with the hot soup, and heat is transferred to the spoon. Heat is transferred to the spoon. So suppose you can see, as you can see in the picture, when you are heating something in a pan, suppose you are heating spoon in a pan and you put a spoon in the pan and try to touch the spoon, you will feel that spoon has become hot. Why? The question is, we are heating the pan, but spoon has become hot because of transfer of heat, because both are, means spoon and pan both are in direct contact. That's why heat is transferred. So remember kids, point number 1, transfer of heat through direct contact happen in conduction, and conduction occurs anytime object at a different temperature are touching each other, okay. As long as the object are in contact, transfer of heat will continue until the temperature of the object is same. I hope you understood. Now let's move on to the next point. So kids, next topic is conductors and insulators. I already explained in next class, but I did not show you. You can write down, okay. Conduction, first topic is conductors, second is insulators. So what are conductors? What do you mean by conductors? So conductors are those material which allow heat to pass through them. Yes, Conductor are those material which allow heat and electricity to pass through them. It means heat and electricity can pass through conductor. Yes, remember kids, heat and electricity can pass through conductor. For example, you can see iron, aluminium, copper. Yes, these are conductor. Which are the conductor? Iron, aluminium, copper. Even human being, we are also conductor. Okay. Insulators, if I talk about insulator, definition of insulator, insulators are material which do not allow heat to pass through them easily. Yes, insulator are those material which do not allow heat to pass through them easily. And you can also say that insulator are those material which do not allow heat or electricity to pass through them. It means heat and electricity cannot pass through insulator, and heat and electricity can pass through conductor. So examples of insulator are wood, plastic, glass, rubber, air, water. Yes, pure water, crystal water is insulator. Otherwise water is not insulator. Okay. So wood is insulator, plastic is insulator, glass is insulator, rubber is insulator, air is insulator of heat and electricity. Okay. So remember kids, what are conductor? Such a material through which heat and electricity can transfer, or you can say conductor are material which allow heat to pass through them. Because we are studying about heat, that's why we have written only the word heat. We have not written electricity. Okay. Otherwise you can say the conductor are material which allow heat and electricity to pass through them. Example, iron, aluminium, copper. And insulator are those material which do not allow heat to pass through them. And another definition, insulator are material which do not allow heat and electricity to pass through them. Okay. Or you can say such a material which do not allow heat and electricity to pass through them are known as insulator. I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next part. Okay kids, now we are going to study about convection. So what is convection? Convection is the process by which heat is transferred in liquid and gases from hotter end to colder end, or you can say hotter part to the colder. Remember kids, again let's recall that conduction happens in solid only. Conduction occurs in solid and convection occurs in liquid and gas. Remember this point. Okay. So convection is the process in which heat is transferred in liquid and gases from hotter end to colder end. Yes, heat is always transferred from hotter part to colder part, or you can say from hotter temperature of a body to colder temperature of a body. Okay. And if we do an activity, as you can see on the screen, that take some water in a flask. Okay, you can take some water in a flask, then keep it on a tripod stand. You will put flask on a tripod stand, then you will put some potassium permanganate, KMnO4, potassium permanganate in the flask in water, so the color will change. Now if you will heat it, if you will heat with a burner, then what will you see? You will see that the water at the bottom becomes hot. Yes, water at the bottom at first become hot, yes, warm, then rises up, and colder water which is at the top, which moves down. It means first of all hot water which is present at the bottom, it always become hot, then it moves and its place is taken by colder water from the top. Okay, moves down. This water becomes hot again. Okay, then rises up, then again cold water from the top moves down and it become hot, then again the water remaining at the top come down and it also become hot. So this process continue and continue till all the water gets heated. Till all the water gets heated. This shows the heat is transferred by convection. Yes, this process shows convection. Okay, so we can say that convection is the process by which heat is transferred in liquid and gases from hotter part to colder. I hope you understood. Now let's see the next part. Okay kids, so let's see some more points related to convection. First point is the transfer of energy in a liquid or gas. So remember kids, when I say that heat is transferring, it means energy is transferring. So during convection process, energy is transferred through liquid or gases. Okay, remember kids, energy is transferred in a liquid or gas. Okay, I hope you understood. Now next point is When part of a gas or liquid is heated, the particle it is made up of move faster and spread out more. Remember guys, whenever you heat liquid or gas, then what happens? The particles of liquid or the particles of heat, suppose you are heating liquid, that time the particle of liquid start moving very fast. But if you heat gas, then the particle of gas start moving more faster than liquid. Remember kids, the particle of solid does not move faster. The particle of liquid move faster than solid, but the particle of gases move faster than solid and liquid. Okay, and they spread out. Okay, here and there. Next point, the moving particles bump into other particles. Yes, then what happens? The particle enter into another particle, causing them to move faster and spread out more. Yes, they strike with another particle, that's why the another particle start moving. This happens. So first point, the particle of energy in a liquid or gas. The transfer of energy in liquid or gas, it means particles are moving. When part of a gas or liquid is heated, that time what happens? The particle it is made up of move faster and spread out more. Okay. Next point is the moving particles bump into other particle. Okay, the moving particle bump into other particle, causing them to move faster and spread out more. Yes, they spread out. I hope you understood. Let's see the next point. Okay kids, now let's talk about the convection in air. We have already studied about convection in air in previous class. Yes, am I right? So the air near the heat source gets heated and rises up. Yes, the air near the heat source gets heated and rises up. When you remember kids, heat is a mixture of gases. When you heat air or when you heat any gases, then it always rises up. Okay, when you heat air or when you heat any gases, for example, if you are heating oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, any gas, if you are heating, it will always rises up, it will go up. Okay, so the air near the heat source gets heated up and rises up. Then what happens? The air from the sides moves in to take its place. Yes, it moves in to take its place. In this way the air gets heated. If you keep one hand above a flame and one hand on the side of the flame, then you will feel that the hand at the top feels hot because of air, because the air above is heated by convection, and the hand at the other side, at the side does not feel as hot because there is no convection. So remember kids, the hand which is at the top you will feel hot because the air above is heated by convection, and the hand at the side does not feel as hot because there is no convection. Okay, I hope you understood, and I already explained in previous class. Now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, now let's talk about sea breeze and land breeze. First topic is sea breeze. So what is sea breeze? During the day the lands get heated than the sea. Yes, during the day what happens? The lands gets heated faster than the sea. So the air above the land gets heated, become hotter and rises up, and cool air from the sea moves towards the land. This is called sea breeze. In another word, I can say the process of transferring heat from land to sea. The process of transferring heat from land to sea, okay, and transferring of cool air from sea to land. This is known as sea breeze. In another word, I can say the process of transferring breeze from land to sea, sea to land. Okay. So what happens? The hotter air transfer from land to sea during the day, and cooler air transfer from sea to land. This happens. This is called sea breeze. Now, if we talk about land breeze, during the night, sea cools down slowly, then the land, so the hot air above the sea rises up. So, the hot air above the sea rises up, and cool air from the land moves towards the sea. This is called land breeze. So, what is land breeze? The process of transferring hotter air from sea to land and cooler air from land to sea is known as land breeze. Okay. So, now let's move to the next point. So, kids, now let me explain you sea breeze in detail. So, when during the day, during the sunlight, we know that air is mixture of gases, and there are many gases present in air: oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, helium. So, what happens during the day? Due to sunlight, as you can see in the picture also, due to the sunlight, the air becomes warm, and as I told you already that warm air always rises up. So, air moves, air always rises up. So, that place become empty. So, the air which is present above the sea, it transfer and take the place, occupy the empty place. So, air moves from the sea during the day. That's why the coastal area become cool. That's why people make houses near coastal area. This is sea breeze. So, what is sea breeze? The process of transferring hotter air from land to sea and colder air from sea to land is known as sea breeze. So, remember kids, during the day sea breeze occurs. So, during the sea breeze, hotter air due to sunlight rises up and its place is taken by colder air which is above the sea. I hope you understood. As you can see in the diagram, okay, you can draw the diagram. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, I hope you understood. So what is sea breeze? The process of transferring hotter air from land to sea and colder air from sea to land during the day. Okay. Now let's understand land breeze. Okay kids, now it's time to understand land breeze. So what is land breeze? The process of transferring colder air from land to sea and hotter air from sea to land, just opposite of sea breeze. Okay, remember kids, the definition is just opposite of sea breeze, so you can easily remember. And land breeze always occur at night. Okay, remember, land breeze always occur at night. So what happens at night? During the night, land becomes cooler faster than sea, and that's why the air which is present above the sea, it is warm and it starts rising up, and the place has become empty, so cooler air come and take the place. So in this way land breeze occur. So during night, in desert area, the desert area during the night is very cooler than during the day. Why? The reason is same, because the cold air transfer from land to sea and warm air transfer from sea to land. That's why it happens. So what is land breeze? The process of transferring colder air from land to sea and hotter air from sea to land is known as land breeze. So air moves from land at night. Okay, means the land breeze occur at night. Please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds and you can draw the diagram. So kids, I hope you understood what is land breeze and what is sea breeze. Yes, what is sea breeze? The process of transferring hotter air from land to sea and colder air from sea to land is called sea breeze. And what is land breeze? The process of transferring colder air from land to sea and hotter air from sea to land is known as land breeze. Now let's move on to the next point. Okay kids, now let's try to understand radiation. Okay, so radiation is the process by which heat is transferred from one place to another without the help of any medium. Again listen, what is radiation? Radiation is the process by which heat is transferred from one place to another without the help of any medium. You know kids, when we studied about conduction and convection, what is conduction? Conduction is a process in which heat is transferred through solid. It means in conduction process solid medium is required, and in convection liquid and gas. Convection occur through liquid and gas. But in radiation neither solid nor liquid and gas is required. It means to transfer the heat, to transfer the energy. Heat means energy. Remember kids, heat means energy because heat is the form of energy. Okay, so in radiation, so whenever radiation occur, heat or energy you can say transfer without any medium. No medium is required. For example, you know sunlight reaches on the earth. For sunlight no medium is required. Means in vacuum it can also transfer. Vacuum means without air, means no medium, because air is a medium. Air is a mixture of gases, means air is a gas. So to transfer the heat from sun to on the earth, no medium is required. Without any medium heat can transfer. Okay, so the heat from the sun reaches the earth by radiation. When we sit near a fire, we feel warm due to the heat radiated by fire. All hot bodies radiate heat. Remember kids, fire also radiate heat. So all the hot bodies radiate heat. Okay, please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, remember that radiation is the process by which heat is transferred from one place to another without the help of any medium. Okay, now let's move on to the next point. Okay, it's heat from the sun. You can feel the sun warm your skin on a sunny day. You know, during sunny day we can easily feel that our skin has become warm, and during winter whenever the sun rises up, we take the sun bath and we feel warm, our body has become warm. How? Because heat is coming out from the sun without any medium. It is reaching, and heat has energy. That's why heat has energy. So this is because the energy causes the particle your skin to move faster. So actually when the sunlight reaches to absorb by our skin, that time what happens? The energy causes the particle in our skin to move faster. Yes, the particle which are present in our skin, they start moving faster because they are getting energy. Whenever something is get energy, or whenever something become warm, the particle always start moving faster and faster. It means if the particles are moving faster, it means heat energy is more. If particles are moving slow, it means heat energy is less. So in another word, I can say that when more heat energy, then particles will move faster. When less heat energy, then particles move slower. Okay, so remember kids, point number 1, you can feel the sun warm your skin on a sunny day. This is because the energy causes the particle your skin to move faster. Okay, equal to more heat energy. If you wish to write these two lines, you can write down. If you don't want to write, no need to write. Okay, as you wish. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, now let's talk about the dark color. Dark color is actually absorb more heat. You know, dark color surface, even your dark color clothes absorb more heat. They become faster, they heated faster in comparison to other color. Yes, you can do a simple activity. Take two tin cans of same size. Then what will you do? Paint the outer surface of one black and other surface with white color. Okay, so you will take two tin can, and you will do the color one tin surface, outer surface you will do black, and another white color. Okay, now pour equal amount of water in each and leave them in sunlight for about 1 hour. Then what will you do? You will pour some water on it, then you will put them in sunlight. Okay, then what will happen? You can measure the temperature of water in both the cans which is present, and the water in a black can is warmer than the water in the white can. Why? Because black can is absorbing more heat. That's why the water which is present in black can, it has become warm, while the water which is present in white can, it is not more warmer than black can. Okay, dark colored surface radiate more heat than light colored surface. Yes, remember kids, you know, roads are usually black in color. Why? The reason behind it is they absorb heat faster in comparison to other color, and dark color release also heat faster than other, radiate more heat than light colored surface. Okay, any other colored surface. Okay, so you can do a simple experiment. You can take two tin can of the same size, paint the outer surface of one black and other white. So what will you do? Again, you will take the same can, you will paint them with one with a black color and another with a white color. Then you will pour equal amount of water of the same temperature, around 60 degrees Celsius. Okay, you will pour the water. Then what will happen? Leave them in a room or a shade for 10 to 15 minutes. Now what will you do? You will leave them in a room or in a shadow. You can put them. Measure the temperature of water in both the can. Now try to measure the temperature of water. You will see the water in the black can is cooler than the water in a white can. Yes, you will found that water which is in black can, it is more cooler than the water in white can. Okay, it means it is representing that dark color surface radiate more heat than light color surface, and dark color surface absorb more heat than light color surface. I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Next topic is kinds of clothes we wear in summer and winter. It's very easy that we wear different clothes in different season. Yes, in summer weather we wear different clothes, and in winter weather we wear different clothes. Okay, so dark colored surface absorb more heat than light colored surface. We know that. Yes, dark colored surface absorb more heat than light colored surface. Dark colored surface radiate more heat than light colored surface. Yes, so we wear dark colored clothes in winter because it absorb more heat and keep us warm. Yes, so the question is, why do we wear dark colored clothes in winter weather? Yes, the reason behind it is we wear dark colored clothes in winter because it absorb more heat and keep us warm. Yes, next is we wear light colored clothes in summer because it reflects most of the heat and keep us cool. Yes, you know, light colored clothes we wear in summer. Yes, why do we wear? Because light colored clothes reflect most heat and keeps us cool. Okay, we wear woolen clothes in winter. I no need to tell you that wool is a poor conductor of heat. and the air in the between the wool fiber prevents loss of heat from body, so we feel warm. You know, kids, we wear woolen clothes in winter. The reason is same, that reason is woolen clothes are poor conductor of heat. It means they cannot, heat cannot transfer through them. That's why they do not escape the inner air outside, and they make us feel warm. Okay, I hope you understood. You can write down. I'm giving you 10 seconds. I hope, kids, you understood. Now let's move on the next one. Look this picture. These two pictures are showing conduction, convection and radiation, all three stages. Yes. Look the first picture, you can see fire in wood. Okay. You can see the fire flame. So you know that when air rises, it moves up. It moves up, and if you will keep your hand above the fire, you will feel the warmth of gas, means warmth of air. So it is showing convection. And if you bring a iron stick near to flame, it will become warm. It means it is showing conduction. And at the lower side, in the corner of flame, the flame side is not more hotter. That's why it is representing radiation. In the same way, you can see in the next picture, you can see water is boiling in the pan. Yes, water pan is direct contact with fire, so it is conduction. And water is rising up, then it is showing convection, because water is a liquid. Okay, and radiation, you can see that the air which is the warmth is transferring, heat energy is transferring through flame without any medium. It is showing radiation. Okay, I hope you understood. It's time to ask question from you. Let's move on the next one. Okay, it's time to ask question from you. Question number 1. Why do we wear dark colored clothes in winter? Yes, why do we wear dark colored clothes in winter? Because the dark colored surface absorb more heat than light colored surface. Yes. Okay. We wear dark colored clothes in winter because it absorb more heat and keep us warm. Okay. Next question is differentiate among conduction, convection and radiation. Yes. Write the difference between conduction, convection and radiation. So, can you explain what is conduction? Yes, what is conduction? The conduction is the process by which heat is transferred in solid from hotter end to the colder end. And what is convection? Convection is the process by which heat is transferred in liquid and gases from hotter end to colder end. And what is radiation? That radiation is the process by which heat is transferred from one place to another without the help of any medium. Okay. Now, next question. Question number 3. Define land breeze and sea breeze. So, what is land breeze and sea breeze? Yes, can you explain what is land breeze and sea breeze? During the day, if I talk about land breeze, what happens? If I talk about land breeze, what is land breeze? During the night, sea cools down slowly than the land, so the hot air above the sea rises up and cool air from the land moves towards the sea. This is called land breeze. And what is sea breeze? During the day, the land gets heated faster than the sea, so the air above the land gets heated, become hotter and rises up, and cool air from the sea moves towards the land. This is called sea breeze. I hope you understood. Okay, now we will meet in next class. Till then, bye bye.